The North Florida Sports Network. All right. Welcome back to the summer of 24.
Summer 24.
North Florida Sports Network. We're going to talk some recruiting. We're going to talk other things, road trip, summer vacation, movies. Who knows? Maybe some baseball. Definitely get into some football. Predictions. Who knows, man, where it'll go. Maybe some NBA free agency. I mean, it's going to be exciting. But we know that Boston is the NBA champ. Tennessee won the College World Series. The Olympics are about to start. Wimbledon. Fishing.
Did you say
Golfing.
fission?
Fusion. Golfing. But so big show. Let's get started. Welcome back to your favorite regional state titled podcast. It's the North Florida Sports Network, rivaling only Southwest Arizona today. Those guys over there better watch it.
Talking about Swazies?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, they're pros, bro.
Yeah, man. Really cultivated the market. What's up, man? How's your summer going?
Great.
All right, yeah. Traveling, man. I just got back from a road trip on the road with the youngsters across the country. Not all the way, but pretty far.
I mean,
longest road trip I've been on with my kids.
Yeah,
Remember, I'm live to tail.
How long we
broke it up. We broke it up. I mean, we could have done it all in once. It was probably like 13, 14-hour trip. But we did it. Up to the Ozarks. Summer. It's hot. It was a good time. Summer is in right now. We got some recruiting to get to right away. It was kind of going on slow for FSU in particular. But things are heating up lately. So I got Jimmy Reno here to talk about it and throw out some names. They did, Florida State got one of the highest ranked quarterback in the 26th class committed. And that's always big when you get that position, especially a guy that's, the guy and everybody wants him and he commits to Florida State, and that is great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He's a big time quarterback, big time kid. 6'5", 200 pounds, big arm. He's one of the top, depending on the site that you go by. I mean, he's that's the kid they had a good shot at. They identified him early. He committed. He's a class of 26 kid. That seems to be the trend is, get your QB as early as you can.
Well, they had Luke pretty quick too.
Yeah.
In the recruiting process.
I think percentage wise, you got a better shot of holding on to a kid like that at that position. If you can get him locked in early. They were able, they got a QB commit for the 25 class, Tramel Jones.
Yeah.
I guess he says that he's shut down his recruitment. That doesn't really mean anything in the summer.
Right.
But, they're content with only taking him. I mean, he's pretty decent prospect. He's a little on the short side. I think he's only 5'11", maybe 6 feet. But he's not a terrible he's not a terrible prospect to have in your class at that spot. But I can't remember which day it was that I texted you that FSU recruiting was pretty much just dead in the water.
Yeah.
It was maybe like 2 weeks ago, but since then they've gotten 4 or 5 verbal commits, a couple surprises, and a couple kids that were in the class already to quote unquote solidify their commitment. Again, right. It's summertime. That doesn't really
summertime
mean shit,
in the new era, NIL. The video game's about to come out.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Florida State does this or that a lot of schools do it, but it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility for kids to make a little bit of money by doing things like that. Hey, I'll tweet out in the summertime that I'm solid, just so you guys can continue some recruiting momentum if you give me a little bit of money. I'm not saying that any of that happened or anything. It's something to consider when recruits, quote unquote, shut it down.
Yeah.
In the summertime, like nothing is ever shut down until they sign paper. And even then it's not really.
So they were dead. And at that time
they had 5
They were just missing out on guys. What was it?
It just not really a whole lot of action. I think their first few weekends of official visits in the summers were kids that they just had long shots at.
Right.
Not even really much of a chance.
So they've
CJ Wiley, wide receiver, and Kevin Wynn, a defensive tackle, both out of state of Georgia. Those were surprising to me that they ended it that early and that they chose Florida State over Georgia. Again, you got to hold on to them, but those were 2 big time pulls for Florida State. They kept it going. They got another defensive tackle, Myron Charles, which there were a lot of chatter about Texas offering him a hefty NIL package. So, that's a big time win there.
Mm-hmm.
They did some work, man. They got the Gregory Thomas kid down from Fort Lauderdale, he's a really nice looking defensive back, man. I think he might be corner or safety.
This
reminds me a lot of AZ Thomas on the team now. I see a lot of
the Thomas kid is going to be the first actual.
Yeah, he's Seminole a member of the Seminole tribe of Florida, the first scholarship player on FSU football. They've had a few walk-ons, but I think
this is a guy that's going to play.
Right. So he's he's from American Heritage. Pat Surtain coach down there. He's very familiar with that area. This is a big time prospect from down there. Could be, man. They're getting a lot of run time on the recruiting visits. That might be something that comes out in the future.
Yeah, they look good. Just throw them on there with the gold and the gold. All right. You mentioned
they got a couple other guys.
Thomas, you mentioned Wiley.
The 2 defensive linemen. You got Chase Lofton, the tight end prospect out in the state of Nebraska.
Right.
It's actually really hard to get a kid like that to leave Nebraska. There's a kid Nebraska really wanted.
Yep.
They did a really nice job there.
Unfortunately, Nebraska is Nebraska. This kid probably just wants to get out of Nebraska.
I think he just, he really enjoyed his time here in Tallahassee, man.
Man.
Hey. But he's really nice looking prospect, man. He's 6'6", verified. Moves pretty well for a big guy.
Help me. Yeah.
So that'll, they've done some work, man, and just in the last couple weekends. They've missed out on a couple of other guys, but it's to be expected.
Yeah.
I think they're sitting at around 9 verbal commitments for their class, which is still extremely low. That I believe they're the only Power 4 team with less, under double-digit verbal commits at this point. But one of the highest average star ratings.
There you go. They know what they want.
Well, yeah,
that's what you got to look at.
I don't
there's
think,
also the transfer portal,
right? I don't think there's going to be a lot more high school guys. Maybe another 5 or 6, maybe 8 max, man. But they're going to save a lot of room for transfer portal. But again, like never know.
One of the only schools with only single digit commits.
Yeah, and
at the high school level,
right.
But
their 2 highest rated guys in their class have been committed for a while. Again, if you manage for them to really end their recruitment and just pretty much lock in, then that's pretty big in and of itself. So they're doing work. It's just not really all numbers, man. Quality.
And the transfer portal is closed.
Yeah, for this season, roster's pretty much a done deal.
All right. Well, we have a lot to look forward to in terms of previewing positions, but that's what the summer's for. So what else really, what's going on right now? You got, what gets you excited though, in terms of those, all the position groups? What position group on either side of the ball has you the most excited heading into next year?
Well, I mean, defensive tackle, I'm not sure if it's excited or just kind of like anxious to see if these guys are legit going to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. It's Farmer and Jackson going to get a lot of playing time. So that's the spot though. I mean, if they can step in and not much of a drop off from what you got out of Fiske and
right. Yeah, I'm looking up front. I know you can't win without the big guys.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what
O-line,
what Marvin Jones Jr. does at the edge. I'm not expecting Jared Verse type things immediately, but you can put up maybe 8 to 10 sacks this year. That'd be huge.
I like the potential of that first team D line. I mean, you got Peyton Jones coming off the edge.
Yeah.
And then up the middle, you got the tag team guys of Farmer and.
Yeah. And you can't forget about the additions that they brought from the portal.
Right. And the D line is going to be, so D line stacked, depth.
Again, yeah, they're just going to throw bodies and rotate.
Good. O-line, we got the O-line to look forward to. Receiver for me is probably the one with the most, who's going to, question marks.
It's going to be a different offense, man. And that's really like being able to adapt to what you have on your roster is going to be the big question.
What's the,
last year you had 2 mismatches at wide receiver. That's how you put pressure on defenses. This year you're going to have to power run. You're going to have to be able to run no matter what, and then take your shots, because nobody out there is really just a physical mismatch at wide receiver. And you get some guys like Hakeem starts putting it together, and then obviously he becomes that mismatch. But I think they're going to rely heavy on the run game and just take their shots. So that'll be a big question, man. How's the offensive line do?
Yeah.
If you can improve at the guard spots, then I think you might have something.
All right. Well,
but we'll see. It's a long way to go.
It is a long way to go, as we just hit July. It's getting hot out. I mean, it's really hot outside. Be careful. Stay hydrated. Well, we had a champ. What did you think about the Celtics, man? Are we gonna finally have a dynasty maybe set up?
I don't
Paul
know,
George is now on the Sixers.
Hey, Klay Thompson going to the Mavs.
I don't know if he's got anything left.
I mean, what do you get? Like
just a 3.
Out of him?
Yeah.
Just
that'll be good there for
playoffs. Keep them warm.
Guess, the experience alone. Okay. It'd be nice to see the Heat stay healthy.
I don't know. You think the Nuggets can get it together?
They need to add depth. Timberwolves.
Are you going to sleep on the Lakers, father, son? The man and his child, they're going to do it.
They'll be just like they were last year at the playing game.
You don't believe JJ?
Well, it's
vision.
The West is loaded.
Yeah.
And you got teams that stepped up. Like
dude,
the
LeBron is 53 years old.
Nuggets are still good. LeBron's 40. I mean, although he still plays at an elite level, he's not enough to carry a team to the high seed. He's not like that. So he needs help.
They need a team that can. They need a team that
Anthony Davis, who's
do a regular season without him, and then be like, all right, man, come on.
Yeah,
we got you the 4 seed. That's just
Well,
ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
He gets to play with his kid for at least a year, though, man. That's
second round draft pick. They drafted his son, and that would have been cool. Would have been funny if someone else would have drafted him just to hold on to him.
Yeah,
just to piss him off. Like, hey, we're gonna just keep him. We're gonna keep him. We're gonna sign him, keep him in the D League, so you can't even play with him. Can't even play against him.
God, nobody was that petty.
No,
he doesn't have enemies like that, I guess. There's some
or just they could have got maybe forced a lopsided trade. Like, all right, well, you want him,
we want
a first round.
We want AD. Give us that guy. We want the brow.
So the video game's coming out.
Football.
Yeah, NCAA, man. Can't believe it. We used to play
Big Bud Elliott's blue chip ratio.
I can't believe that.
Hey, he's big time now, man.
Yeah. Well, not really. He must be on the but what else we got going on, man? Baseball. Link Jarrett signed a new deal.
Yeah, that's good for recruiting and things like that. I don't see that he was ever really going to be a threat to leave, man.
I know, but it's good to keep him locked in. I mean, you saw the A&M coach dart to Texas the day after denying it.
That guy is he's a piece of work, man.
Yeah.
He left TCU in the same kind of way.
Right.
It obviously wasn't after they just got beat for the College World Series, but still, we'll see. I don't know, man.
Oh, I didn't talk about the U.S. Open. It was a battle. It was a classic U.S. Open from Pinehurst number 2 in North Carolina.
Classic in the sense that someone chose.
Bryson DeChambeau is your 2024 U.S. Open champion, who, Rory McIlroy was right there, but he missed 2 tap-ins, pretty much, one on 16 and one on 18. He lost by 1 shot. He choked. But DeChambeau made a great shot on 18 out of the bunker. And he had, it was a different Bryson interacting with the crowd in a place where
somebody always
Payne Stewart won in 99, 25 years earlier on the last hole. Bryson was able to do the same by knocking in a par, just like Payne Stewart did. And, he's kind of this generation's Payne Stewart. He's trying. He's got a good social media team.
He's
now.
Nowhere near as likable as Payne
he's
Stewart.
not. But he's working hard on it. His game has gotten a lot better.
I don't care, man. If you want to, I don't care if he's a nice guy or not.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's about playing golf.
It is, and he is now a 2-time U.S. Open champion, a rare group. And Rory's just was out of there, man. He didn't want anything to do with it.
You don't stick around for that. You let the guys celebrate. If you're not right there on the green, you're not going to just walk out there and grab it like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
Got one, let him enjoy it.
Yeah. That's your golf. We got the Open coming up and the Olympics. It's the Olympic year. Olympic golf, track and field, all the sports. I was watching some of the gymnastics. My son does gymnastics. We were watching a little bit of it. Simone Biles still doing it.
Did you watch any of the track? Any of the races?
I saw the
see those 2
400 meter
kids?
hurdles. The girl set the world record.
Those 16 and 17-year-old kid in the 100 and 200.
Incredible.
Yeah. Running with grown men, man.
It's going to be incredible. I love the Olympics. Wimbledon's going on. And there's your golf minute. Congrats to Bryson. He's really, I guess, he gained a lot of new fans. It was just a couple years ago where he wasn't really the most popular guy. But, that's big. You're winning the U.S. Open. So Well, what else we got? We got nothing really. Footballs.
Football. I mean, there's a big announcement tonight. Yeah. Let me just touch on this.
Linebacker
Tavion Wallace. They've been recruiting this kid for 2.5, 3 years. He's gone back and forth with saying FSU is his leader and they're not, and then whatnot, all that. This is essentially the last big linebacker target they have on the board. If they miss on this kid, there needs to that's got to be it for Randy Shannon.
I knew it. I saw it coming.
I understand he may be a great coach, but we'll revisit it. They land him, fine, man, fine. You get one every couple of years. And you're a good coach. You can stay.
We got to get on out of here.
If not, man, you can just I'm sure.
All right, here.
Sure, South Florida needs a defensive coordinator. Go work for Alex Golesh.
Hey. Well, coach linebackers. There's also the transfer portal.
I know, man. And you could do a whole show about that. Recruiting really doesn't mean what it used to.
No, it doesn't.
At all. Whether you get them or you don't get them. It's nothing to really, whatever. You got about a 50-50 shot if you get them that they're going to stay at your program.
Rosenbach.
Yeah. I mean, you do your recruiting show to do what? Prove that you know who the players are that are coming in.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to,
Who are you most excited about these new commits? The D lineman?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really surprised about the CJ Wiley kid.
Yeah.
Out of Milton. I really thought he was going to Georgia.
Right.
We'll see. Long way to go.
Yeah, it is.
But he's a really good-looking wide receiver prospect. 6'4", 200 pounds, and he can run.
Congratulations to Gene Deckerhoff, who went into the Florida Broadcasting Hall of Fame, the inaugural member. Well-deserved.
It's well award done. Going into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yes, work done. One of the best.
About time.
About time is right.
I don't think he's ever going to get that nod in the NFL, is he?
No. That's all right.
I mean, thank Mike Allstott for that. 35 career touchdowns.
Florida's got an 8-footer that's going to play.
Oh, an 8-footer. They're getting another 7'4".
Yeah,
that guy's actually really killing it over there in Hogtown on the basketball court. He's doing a really nice job.
Hogtown?
Sucks. Yeah, Hogtown.
Gators?
Yeah.
Gainesville?
Yeah.
Hogtown?
That's what people call it, man.
Canada sucks. I hate you.
Yeah, it's gross.
Well, hey. We'll talk to you about recruiting
North
and
Florida
these other sports next time, right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
We had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle to our